What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of the Six Gaming Podcast. Yes, I am your host, as always, Shosan. I am damn happy to be here with you guys for episode 154. Wow, holy crap!
These are huge. Not
They're
not
just
as huge
climbing.
as veg, but
yeah, they're getting bigger every day or
Ron, is there
every
some
week.
shit on fire at your house?
is what?
Is there some shit on fire at your house? 'Cause your cam looks extra hazy
No,
tonight.
it's fine. It's fine.
No, he's in California. It's a legal
fine.
state. He can fog out his house.
Okay,
I don't
just
know.
checking. Just checking.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. Anyway, so thank you guys so very much for joining us this week. I would be remiss though if I didn't allow my awesome and illustrious co-host here to say hello. So, Mr. Attention Grabber, good day.
Yeah, day. That's what it is.
What is he?
Something like that.
Canada.
Yeah, it says Canada.
It says Canada.
Canada.
You know,
Can you guess where I'm from?
right?
Oh, I know this. Mexico.
We're, I'm actually so close to the border that we have a hotel chain called Canad Inns. Yeah, I'm like, that's terrible. You guys should feel that.
You get your nads in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, Dan.
Hey.
Dan.
What?
We're not even done with introductions yet.
Yeah.
This is for you.
Hey, they have a water park in North Dakota. So, hey, why not? Anyway, up next, Mr. Pantherian.
Hi.
Hi, word. Mr. Runclay.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's totally
Everything's fine.
Yep. And then, of course, I am your host, Shosan. So thank you guys again for joining us. Of course, we have to start things off with my favorite part of the show. It's news!
Thank God I don't have to do that shit this week.
Holy crap. I know, right? All right. So there is just some crazy shit going on. Let's go with one of the easiest to talk about, probably the fastest one. The good old GDC returns this year in San Francisco, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
Should be some interesting things coming up this year. I noticed that they were highlighting indie development pretty heavy this year.
Very much.
Yeah, it'll just kind of be interesting to see what comes out of it. Of course, they have some really interesting keynote stuff going on. They're doing a whole Q&A about intersection of history and game design throughout the years. Yeah, all kinds of weird stuff.
Amazon's doing something about eSports.
Oh, are they?
It's like
Fantastic.
interesting. So we'll see what that's about.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's talk about esports. And one thing that we've brought up with esports is the Olympics, right? I mean, why not? If you have trampoline, certainly gaming should be in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen, gentlemen. I'm afraid the Olympic Committee is generally opposed to violent video games being featured in the Olympic Games.
What's like all the major esports?
That's the problem, right? Like almost every competitive game is like violent in nature. So, I mean, what do we do? Hello Kitty Island Adventure? Is that going to be the competitive thing? You know?
Yeah,
I like
I'd watch.
and FIFA and stuff. So
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, how big of a crowd does Madden 2018 draw versus, I don't know, the Super Bowl? Like, I would much rather watch the real thing at that point.
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
You
But,
know,
like,
it-
it's like how big are all these esports? And they're just saying no because they're violent. And that's the Olympic way, though.
You know, Rude in chat said Rocket League, and that's not really that's a pretty good example of something that is an
That is true,
esport
Al.
that has pretty good competition and is not violent.
Rocket League's an esport.
Rocket
I mean-
League is indeed an esport.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not. I mean, it's certainly not as popular as like League and Overwatch and stuff, but it's definitely there is a competitive bracket, and it's not violent. So it's a good example, but
That's true.
there aren't very many other ones like that I can think of off
Well,
the top of my head.
That's a good
And
example.
I'd have to wonder because there are very there are varying levels of violence, right? I mean, is whack-a-mole violent? Is
Hearthstone?
Pac-Man
you
violent?
Also said
Depends on who you
also
ask
said
for
Hearthstone.
whack-a-mole.
Well, right.
Hearthstone.
If Pac-Man makes the Olympics, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, sure, but I mean, he eats ghosts. That's violence, right? I mean, come on, there's varying levels. So, I would be curious if they are going to take this serious. Would they draw that line? And what might make it? So, Hearthstone would be a cool one to watch.
But I mean, some people might say, "Well, Hearthstone," but I mean, at the same time, see the thing with Hearthstone. So chess is an Olympic sport, as I recall.
Is it?
It is.
I have to check, but I think it might be.
They were talking about it. I don't know if
I don't know if it was. Is chess Olympic sport?
Google says
they've applied for inclusion, but they are not officially.
Okay.
So, but the difference is that chess, you have the same pieces, right? The only thing that gives advantage is potentially who goes first.
Sure. Yeah.
So with Hearthstone, having a better deck or whatever gives you that makes it almost pay to win.
Like anything, they would have a level playing field, I'm sure.
Yeah, or a set. Special.
Right. Yeah. I don't think Hearthstone would be able to manage that.
No.
But yeah, either way, it'll definitely be interesting to see how they do it, if they even do it. But yeah, a bit of a letdown nonetheless. It would be interesting to watch, Overwatch and the Olympic Games, but not anytime soon. And then Pent, you posted here a little bit about the Overwatch League. What's going on here? Uh-oh. Slug.
Extremely questionable contract.
Meaning what here?
Well, we talked about this last week. Remember the video of Monte Cristo and DOA going off on XQC?
Which was hilarious.
And they said you have a case of XQC, extremely questionable conduct. Well, Dallas decided it was an extremely questionable contract and released him.
Yep.
Awesome.
And he can't go anywhere for 4 weeks because he's suspended by the league. So he's in a state of limbo.
Don't be an asshole when you're making money playing video games. Just throwing that out there.
Yep.
Ron, that's a hell of a suggestion. I mean,
Ron, you need to up your game because I just saw Mr. Canada here chug straight out of the iced tea bottle.
What?
That's how you do it.
What the hell is he doing?
Stop.
That's not. Hold on. That's not iced tea. That's fucking maple syrup.
I wish it was maple syrup.
See?
Well, he's Canadian. Of course, he wants it to be.
It's iced tea. But the bottle's not an iced tea bottle. It's
I'm just saying.
Where did I get this thing?
Ron.
Fine. Dan.
He's like,
Dan.
Chug,
fuck you.
Chug. Yeah, Ron.
I'm done.
Okay.
This is like the redneck Olympics right here. Who can drink the most?
Rude, who said it's homemade rum. I think it might be.
It could be. Whoa. AG
It's about
getting a little something on air here. I like that.
It's about enough for a Canadian. I mean, it's a little small, but
well, I don't drink, so you never.
I just let you drink.
I know, right? Liar. All right.
If we're going to talk semantics, then yes, I drink non-alcoholic beverages such as iced tea.
Oh, Jesus. Here it goes. Okay. So, Ron, you posted up an interesting article here about a particular video game charity. What's going on?
Oh, yeah, this was awesome. So you guys saw the whole preview for that awesome video game that the White House put out?
Oh, God. It was so frustrating to watch that.
But it was amazing. Yeah. It was awesome. I mean,
it was well done,
I want to get my hands on this game. It looks really cool, right?
Yeah,
yes.
Sure.
Yeah, they put out a big montage of violent video games. Trying to say that they're trying to say this is the kind of stuff that makes people go and shoot up schools. Well, there was a nonprofit charity called Games for Change, and they decided to respond to that video with a video of their own. And this video features a whole bunch of really cool games that either have some really unique gameplay or some really special, heartwarming moments in it. Basically, a complete opposite of the White House video.
Well, one thing
and they used Lena Raine's music from
one thing
Celeste, and I love that song.
One of the big things I took from that video, though, is all the games were from the recent past.
Yes.
Like, none of them were more than, 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah, one just came out last month. It's like...
Yeah. And it was a heartfelt video. Like, that was really well done, too.
I will say it's interesting, though, like, they used survival... Arc, I think, not Arc. They used Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yep, Ori.
Breath of the Wild, Ori and the Blind Forest. A couple other ones. But, like... those are games that do have violence in them. Like,
yeah, but the point is that there's moments in these games that these games aren't 100% nonstop,
absolutely
gratuitous violence all the time.
Yeah.
This isn't Battlefield we're talking about here, or Call of Duty.
Right. Yeah. It's not violent for violence sake. Well, speaking of violence, let's talk about a particularly violent, allegedly violent person. He has violent tendencies.
He's not violent. He's just
he's pretty violent if you take a look at what he's done to some of my favorite franchises throughout the years.
Yes. That could be considered violent.
He has just butchered everything he touches.
Show me on the dial where he touched you.
Yeah, it's bad. So,
yeah, I think he touched me in my Mario.
Oh God, yeah. God, the references. So I can't pronounce his name very well.
Uweeble.
Okay, I would have said
Uweeble.
Anyway, so you guys know him. He's slaughtered things from House of the Dead, Alone in the Dark, Blood Rain. He takes decent video game franchises, tries to make a movie out of them. They're terrible. People slam him for it, and then of course he responds. Very poorly responds
very awesomely if you look at it that way.
Right. Well, apparently he has decided to take on Steven Spielberg this time around with Ready Player One getting ready to come out. And I love this. And get ready for this. He said, and I quote in a tweet, Ready Player One? Ready Player fucking retarded is more like it. Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Why so hateful?
He used the R word.
Yep.
On a public social platform.
Wait, so never mind. He gets a pass for dropping the F-bomb. But you can't say retarded.
Who doesn't? I mean,
that's true. That's true.
I mean, it might as well be on network TV at this point.
The video game killer himself has decided to go against a video game based movie.
You have the article open right now, right?
Yes.
Do you see the other article by this guy on the left-hand column?
Let's see.
About Luigi?
No.
Okay. Attention grabber does. Show this on.
Show this on. Do I need to read this too?
Go ahead. It's news, right?
Oh, not really.
I mean, I'll read it if you want.
Go ahead, attention grabber.
Please do.
I'll read the headline. Luigi definitely has a dick, and it's 3.7 inches flaccid.
What?
This is an article by the same guy who did the article for Uweeble. And there's like towards the bottom there's a.
Oh God! Why highlight that?
Yeah. There's measurements.
And it even says in the article, just last year in the promotional run-up to the delightful Super Mario Odyssey, an image was released revealing the exact shape and location of Mario's pert nipples. Why am I reading this? What the hell is wrong with this guy?
I think this tells me take this guy's articles with...
yeah, he does not need to be writing. At least, yeah. Anyway.
What site was that for?
The AV Club?
avclub.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, avclub.com. Interesting. Very interesting.
I wouldn't put them on my list of reading. No. That's just me. But anyway, all right, let's move on to apparently a lesser known streamer that goes by the name of Ninja. Have you guys
He's
had a
not
chance to check
lesser
this guy?
known anymore.
That was the point, right? Well, he has a very decent following. So he reached out and picked up the R&B / rapper known as Drake, a Canadian reference right there for you. He apparently decided to join old Ninja here on a game of PUBG.
Fortnite.
Or Fortnite. Excuse me, Fortnite. And holy crap, they broke all kinds of records.
When I was in that stream, there were 650,000 viewers.
That's a lot of viewers.
It all
I've
came
never
down.
even heard of this many viewers on a Twitch stream.
Nobody has. And it all came from one tweet from Drake saying playing Fortnite with @Ninja. And then he put the URL. Suddenly the place explodes.
And then there was a whole bunch of other people wanting to come in. Kim.com got in on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, no wonder he got such a huge popularity boost or such a viewer boost. Drake has 36 million followers on Twitter.
36.
And if Drake tells you to do something, you damn well go do it.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Apparently.
But hell, even I went to watch a little bit of it, and it was very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, how was the overall stream? Because I didn't watch it. Were they at least entertaining? Was it
stream? I mean, it
was pretty normal.
Different, except one of the players was Drake.
Right.
And the other player was Kim.com. I was like, what? I was like marveling over the fact that this was actually happening. And the fact that how long has streaming been a thing? Quite some time, right?
Oh yeah, quite some time.
We've had people like Dead Mouse. Dead Mouse is actually a big time streamer.
Right.
He does Rocket League.
And there's the lead singer of Trivia, Matt Hafey, who plays all kinds of games. You know, he's very well known in the metal community. Doesn't have nearly the same followers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rude2 in chat's like, how much did Amazon pay for this impromptu stream?
I wonder.
That's a pretty legit question.
Yeah, like
but
that time
that it blew up like it did was like,
what was it, the Oscars or whatever? When Ellen was like, "Oh my god, let's take a selfie," and took a selfie, and like you could see in the camera that she was using a Galaxy phone or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah,
like, yeah, I'm with you, Ruru. Like, that was definitely somebody set that up. I'm almost sure. It doesn't have to be like, it could just be like some random dude wanting to play some video games and want people to watch him. But you know, there's a lot of marketability there. So who knows?
That's just insane. I think that this was a brilliant bit of marketing, I guess. I don't know.
Also, fucking Morphod was just in here for a second and then disappeared.
Yeah,
he does that.
Tech issues.
Yeah. So, all right.
I want to see more of this. I want to see more big celebrities get in on this kind of thing.
Well, about that, Ron.
Because this will mainstream this shit.
About that, Ron.
It's funny you say that. Article here from PC Gamer. Penth, what's going on with this?
50 celebrities will face 50 pros in a Fortnite tournament at E3. Now,
I know how that's going to go.
Yeah, pros, I think.
Right.
If they're pros, they're going to get the celebrities are going to get their asses kicked. But I think that it'd be cool if they had 50 celebrities versus 50 common players.
But here's the thing:
50 celebrities are way better than we expect.
I like that.
Roseanne Barr chimed in. Right, everyone knows Roseanne. I have 20 Fortnite victory royale wins. She says. So, I don't know. Maybe she has a chance.
Interesting.
I mean, Roseanne, God. But
he's here.
God!
Sorry, guys.
More fun.
Yes.
Say hi.
No.
Oh, you lackluster
Fuck
bastard.
you.
Am I even bright enough for you people?
Yeah.
No, I'm still
a little quiet, but you're fine.
You shine bright like a diamond.
I am very shiny, at least when I remove my shirt.
Also, please you're not in the torture dungeon, so that's nice.
Yes, I am currently visiting a friend in India.
Oh, there you go.
Friend.
Yeah.
Who has decided to turn on the light.
So, Ruru in chat said 50 celebs versus 50 random from the crowd.
See, I'd watch that. That would be cool.
I would watch that.
The crowd would still win.
Oh, easy.
But that would still be cool.
I like Post Malone's tweet. PUBG is still better.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Definitely. It would be cool to see if this turns people on to esports or gaming in general. Definitely. Now, let's talk a bit more since we're on the whole topic of violent games. Apparently, Soul Calibur just announced a new character coming here very soon. Good old
Soul Calibur 6.
Soul Calibur 6.
I didn't even know they made a fifth one.
Oh yeah,
fifth one. Yeah, I think my brother.
Isn't it a rule that every single iteration of Soul Calibur, Ivy gets like a fucking boob job?
I think actually in 5, I think they reduced it. They were making a big deal about it. They're like, we know it was getting ridiculous, so now she's normal sized.
I thought it was like standard practice. It has to get bigger each game.
At some point, you choose Ivy and you just automatically win because your boobs fill up the whole screen and kill the other person.
Oh my god!
Soul Calibur 28 coming soon.
My boobs.
So yeah, good old Geralt of Rivia is coming to Soul Calibur. Should be a very interesting character to watch him go.
This is why I hate mortals.
Jiggle physics is a huge selling
I just like
point.
to play with your goddamn.
Kids do need jiggle physics.
The kids do need jiggle physics.
You know, if we're going to talk about jiggle physics, we need veg here.
Oh god, no, we don't need that.
Because one, he jiggles just by moving, and two, he would rage about it for a half hour.
Well, yeah.
And I'd be like, veg.
I
Call me
speak as an
tits.
authority, says Veg.
Well, how about instead of a big guy with a sword, let's give a woman a sword and put her up against her husband. How do you think that one ends?
No, don't give Sully a sword. Why would you give Sully a sword? That is a terrible idea.
Ron,
I
one of the
thought you were
things that I
talking
wanted to
about,
talk about.
the plot of Kill Bill or something. Right there.
Yeah. Ron, one of the things I wanted to talk about is how you need to be really careful.
Careful what, Dan?
The sword's coming.
Yeah, a gentleman by the name of Alex Lovell.
Careful of what?
Had some of his.
Oh God! Oh God! Help! Help!
Wait. This is the real sword.
Ron, are you being held hostage?
Send help, please.
Ron, if you're under duress, say unicorn.
Unicorn.
So yeah, Alex Lovell.
Click once for yes, beep twice for no. Ron, very important information. Does the sword that is being pointed at you have a glowing, pulsing eye, and is it whispering to you?
No, my wife has that.
She has a glowing, pulsing eye, and she's whispering to you.
Yes, a glowing, pulsing eye, and you're whispering evil to me. She's looking at me like I'm crazy.
You are.
Is that mandatory in your spouse? Do they have to have glowing eyes and speak evil?
No, but you find out about that after the fact.
It does make the bedroom a lot more interesting.
No comments.
What's the thing from Cosby? Her face split open and fire came from her eyes. Suckets.
Am I allowed to say that I still think that Bill Cosby's hilarious?
No, you absolutely are. He and Louis C.K. have
believe it or not,
amazing
somebody can say something funny and still be a despicable slimeball.
Yeah. That was about the rate of what I was going to say. I was going to say you can be shitty and still have good art.
I still laugh my ass off at the Noah and the Ark skit.
Voopa, voopa, voopa.
Oh, God. That was a good one. That was a good one. Anyway,
we may have gotten off topic.
Just a bit.
So, anyway, so this dude's wife was pissed off, or girlfriend. Girlfriend. She thought that he played too much PUBG, and she also thought that he was cheating on her. So she waited until the middle of the night and fucking stabbed him with a katana. And then he tried to guard himself, and she chopped off some of his fingers almost. So
hold on. We're blending in-game with reality here. What's happening?
No, that was real things that happened.
Okay, real things that have happened in-game or in reality?
No, in reality.
She really stabbed him with a katana, and he really almost lost his fingers.
Right there is the evaluation of the relationship.
Well, yeah,
They are.
yeah.
She has access to a katana.
I mean,
Right there.
Well,
so
Your basement
Ron's,
to your relationship.
yeah, but Ron's wife has access to the sword of the Sun King. It's
That's-
hanging on
That's
his wall
different
somewhere.
than a katana, Mr. Pentharian. You should
Yeah.
know
Not
that.
it's not that much. Well, this one's not sharp.
but you have to wonder about the mental state of somebody who has probably a whole kitchen full of weapons. There are plenty of other blunt instruments, I'm sure. Instead, it's like the Pulp Fiction moment. You go for the most audacious weapon you can.
Can I just want to read you a part out of this because it's fucking ridiculous.
Mhm.
Okay, so it says Javier stated that Javier's the girlfriend, or Javier, I don't know. She went through the mall and purchased a samurai sword to stab her boyfriend. I thought I was going to stab him while he was sleeping, the affidavit quotes her as saying. After a week of mulling it over, Javier decided to go through it after level allegedly levels the guy. A level allegedly came home one night and simply ignored her. On her side of the bed, Javier hid the katana along with 2 knives she'd taped together.
Wow.
Like, I don't.
together.
Is this real? Or did I just listen to a news article about sword chucks?
Yes.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
She also hid his phone. In the middle of the night, according to the affidavit, she took out the weapons, illuminated her boyfriend's body with her smartphone, and stabbed him with the sword. He sprung awake and fought her off. His fingers were almost cut off at the base, and his limbs were lacerated. He won't be able to walk for several weeks. She said, I was trying to kill him for cheating. That was my purpose.
I'm just so happy that he survives and she's gonna spend some time in jail.
Oh my God! This
Lord,
hold on.
thank
This is the last. This is the last part of it. In an interview with the Oregonian, Lovell said, "I saw the look in
Not
her
the
eyes."
Argonian.
The Argonian.
Okay.
The lusty Argonian. I saw the
Yeah.
look in her eyes, and it scared the living poop out of me. I've been preparing my whole life for something like this.
What?
Oh my God! What?
I don't know.
How do you prepare? What?
I
Okay,
assume what he meant is like, you know, as a geek, you think that like you're gonna like have a ninja fight with someone with a samurai sword.
Sure.
And then
Okay.
it really happened, but I don't know. It's a very strange way.
I don't know. In my head,
has a
the
story
fight
to
always
tell.
turned out differently.
Yeah, he had ninja training.
Another quote from this guy. I wasn't a sweaty nerd, more of an athlete.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
By
That's
using
a
the word
thing now?
athlete, you were automatically a sweaty nerd.
Yeah,
Never
that's
even
And
heard of that
we're a
word
bunch of
until
sweaty
now.
nerds, so we can say that.
And can I just say, it was my purpose is the most edgiest thing I could ever hear from a person. Like,
Yeah.
I had to kill him for cheating. It was my purpose.
That's true. That
something
is-
Wow,
I
that sounded
expected Sasuke
amazing.
From
Say that again.
anime.
Say that again.
It's my purpose.
No, the way
No.
you said it.
the way you
That was
said it.
important.
It's my purpose.
Can you do it like, but
That's-
have your mouths move,
love that.
move in different shapes while you?
Oh, you mean desync my voice from my lips? No, I can't.
Yes.
I can't do that.
That'd be awesome.
Tragic.
I know it. All right. Moving on
God.
to equally tragic because we're all really heartfelt over this one. Star Wars Battlefront 2 officially ditches loot boxes.
Newsflash: EA doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Nope. Not at the least. So
But you know what? As I always say, if someone does the right thing, we should say good job, even if it's after they did the wrong thing.
well, slight
Numerous
correction.
EA, you sleazeballs.
Yeah,
Slight
there's still-
correction. There are still loot boxes, but
Yes, but
you
there are
don't
loot boxes
pay
in
Paid
them.
loot
Overwatch,
boxes.
too.
There are no paid.
They're
loot
going
boxes.
the way of Overwatch where they're cosmetics only.
Incorrect. You can
Oh.
still pay for loot boxes in Overwatch. You will not be able to do that in Battlefront.
yes,
Well,
right.
Oh, really?
But
But they will be.
I meant that
cosmetic
mostly as just like a
in
cosmetics
gameplay.
only.
But yeah, these are purely cosmetic. They're not going to cost any real money. You will unlock them, or I guess purchase them through in-game actions or whatever. So
Ruru 2 with the best response there. Good job, EA. Still not going to buy games.
yeah, I mean that's pretty much the collective wisdom here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
and the
shush.
birds.
Sure.
All right, and then finally, Mr. Pentharian brought to our attention an awesome deal if you are a Twitch Prime member.
I'm a
Drum
Twitch
roll.
Prime member.
Free
There you
shit
go.
for you.
Yeah, free shit.
Would you like 5 free games?
Damn hell
Yeah,
yes,
I-
I would.
I'd have
of
6.
course, right? Is it 6?
Maybe 7.
Yeah, well,
How
right
do I?
now, if you guys log on to your Twitch Prime account, you guys can get Super Hot, Oxenfree, Mr. Shifty, Shadow Tactics, and Tomb of Annihilation completely free of charge.
Oh, I already got those.
Granted, this is under the Twitch launcher, which is, in my opinion, lackluster.
Yeah,
But
free games.
free games, yeah. And Super Hot is a lot of fun.
So, I mean, some of them have already been free on Twitch or other places, but
sure.
whatever. If you don't have them, then free shit. And it's through March 31st.
Yeah. So make sure that you guys log on and grab that. And then I had to sneak in a bit of personal gaming news here in one of my favorite games, Elite Dangerous. We're having a terrible, terrible time going on with people using bots and scripts. So if you guys play this game at all, please put your comments out there on the Frontier forums. That way we can draw some more attention. But there's a really, really bad situation right now where people are botting and basically changing what we call the BGS, the background simulation. It changes politics and prices, and everything that happens in the game is all done in this background simulation. And you can manipulate this as a player. What several people have decided to do is manipulate the game in their favor to make the game easier. This has apparently been going on since June of 2017, but evidence is just now coming to light. This epidemic is likely more spread than most of us are aware at the moment. So definitely, if you guys see any of this, check it out. Please submit your evidence, what you saw. Frontier Games is looking into this. However, again, they don't have much in the way of evidence. So how do you punish or otherwise change things back? Unfortunately, these changes cannot be done without Frontier's direct influence. So they're going to have to get in here to fix all this bullshit that they're doing. So yeah, please, you guys, help us fix the game. But anyway, that's it for news. Unless anybody else here has anything else.
Well, there was one other article.
There was.
D&D.
I don't receive.
D&D.
What was it? Oh, the D&D one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So attention grabber. You're
essentially Dungeons and Dragons. Could you not, birds? Could you please not?
Chirp, chirp, bitches.
Please do not grab my attentions.
Yes, they're my little attention grabbers.
that
Hey,
wasn't.
stop squawking.
That wasn't
They're
quite
derailing
as
me so
reference.
hard here. So essentially, Dungeons and Dragons is going to introduce sexual fluidity in elves, where you can essentially choose if you're going to be a male or a female. I think there's more detail into it.
I think once a
read the
day
full
you can
article.
switch your
Well,
gender.
we all knew that elves were fruits to begin with.
Right.
Yeah, but essentially, once per day, I think after a rest. Yeah, after you finish a long rest, you can choose whether to be male, female, or neither based on your moods or feelings. That's a feature, I guess, now.
Yep.
And it comes in. I think it's specifically to Drow, the dark elves.
I
think
actually didn't see that it was specific.
and
to Dragon.
they added it as a feature, I think, because it's mostly about like from a blessing from a god. They can choose to use. And in Drow culture, essentially the females are the like ruling class, I suppose, or at least according to the books. And so they also reject that god. And so if you're using the blessing of the god, you're going like against the Drow. And if you're just a normal elf that can do it, then hey, that's a thing, I guess. Personally, both as a player and a dungeon master, I wouldn't really make use of this feature very much, or like if at all. But it does, as Panthu mentioned this to me, it does give people who are more rule-based, that stick more to the rules. It gives them more freedom to kind of do what they want to do with their characters.
Right. I mean, it's an interesting, I guess, way of mitigating some potential issues.
Yeah. In the end, it's just just making the game more free for everybody to use to play.
I don't know. I have to wonder though, how much of a need was there for this? Was this just an attempt to say, "Hey, we're cool with society and the way things are going, and here's kind of our way of demonstrating," or was this an actual conflict that was going on in games? I
feel like it wasn't
a bit shoehorned, honestly.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I don't disagree with what they did. I just don't feel like there was a need for it.
Yeah, I
mean,
just
if you
don't
wanted
understand
to be gender
it.
fluid, you could always have just been gender fluid as a character. You didn't have to be restricted to health.
It's if there's if there are, like I said, if there are DMs that are shitty about it, and you say like, I want the house rule to be that I can change my gender once a day. You might have a DM that's like, no, we don't have house rules. So this gives people the ability to do it if they want, and if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. And so it's not bad if you don't want it.
I mean,
and I can't think of any way that anyone, I mean, if somebody abuses it somehow, then you say you can't do that.
I suppose we're making a bigger deal of it than it really needs to be, but
yeah,
it's an interesting change nonetheless.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, does anyone else have anything else they want to add?
Sports to talk about.
Oh yeah, esports. What do we got?
It's the last week of the NALCS spring split, and it looks like that the brackets aren't set, but we know who's going to be in them. Counterlogic Gaming is going to avoid relegation. They're stuck in 7th. They can't move up or down. There is a big logjam at 4th for between TSM Clutch Gaming and Team Liquid. And the funny thing about those 3 guys is that they're all playing the bottom 3 of the bottom 4. So it's weird. It's likely that we could have a big old tie at 11 and 6. Echo Fox is currently leading, but they're playing 100 Thieves. If 100 Thieves beat them, they're both tied at 12 and 5. Cloud9's playing FlyQuest. They could win and also be tied at 12 and 5. So big day tomorrow for the spring split. I'm actually going to try to watch some of this. I haven't watched any NALCS in a long time, but it sounds like tomorrow's going to be very exciting.
Yeah,
definitely worth checking out. Over in Overwatch, New York Excelsior dominating the league right now. 16 and 2 is their record. London's and Seoul are the closest at 13 and 5. Valiant 11 and 7 along with Philadelphia. 3 teams at 10 and 8: Houston, Boston, and LA Gladiators. So I'm not quite sure. The thing about the Overwatch League is that their whole website isn't quite as easy to tell what's going on. I guess there's one more week left in their season, and then they'll have some title matches between the top 3. So interesting stuff. The 25th will be the stage 2 title matches.
Oh, there you go.
So we'll talk more about that next week and who might be in it.
Yep.
I do have a clarification on the D&D thing. It isn't just the elves can choose whether they want to be male or female. It's their literal, actual biological sex. It's not just like, I'm a man today. It's, I am physically a man now. And I am physically a woman, whatever they want to be.
Well, because it had to do with the Corlan, which was one of the gods. Like the elves were like a mutable race. Like their nature in the prime plane was that, their essence could be rearranged or whatever. So because they're like less real than other races or something, that they exist in some changeable state or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I just wanted to make that clarification.
Yeah. Well, at least there's
I don't read the articles.
Right. No, not at all. All right. Well, Mr. Runkley, we're going to move on to our next section here. What is it called?
Boom! The playlist.
Yeah, I love that part.
Let's start with Morphod since he hasn't been here.
Morphod. I mean, come on. What have you been doing?
What?
What have you been playing, you slacker?
What have I been playing? This doesn't sound like the correct section of the show. Are you very certain that this is your favorite half of the show?
This is my favorite half of the show.
This is your favorite half of the show, but this is not a recognizable name.
I know.
It's new.
You've been absent forever.
You know how we keep changing the name of that part of the show? We finally settled on one.
For now.
For now.
For this week.
For
tell me how we came to an agreement as to what this section of the show was going to be called.
Trust me, it's not like it's not a democracy thing. Yeah, this
happens. Just get over it.
Decision was made. Deal with it.
No, I want to know how the bad decision was made. not
Ron made it.
I did not. I did not really. I didn't even come up with this.
Too wrong? Is it too wrong to try to understand the idiocy?
Yes, it is, especially in the middle of the episode.
This is a Ronocracy, okay? Just deal with it.
All right. So games that we're playing. We've played a lot of games. I've been, of course, as you're aware, I do play on a potato. I have been playing a lot of Hacknet mods, which is one of the many.
I didn't know Hacknet was still a thing.
It's actually a unique spin on the hacker genre. It's not a clone.
I have played it. It's a lot of fun.
It is,
and it's actually got quite a bit more, quite a bit more command line behavior, which I appreciate.
That was that the one that's like basically a MUD that is a hacker game?
Yeah,
no, that is not.
Well, not like a MUD, but yeah, it's just basically command line, all command line stuff, right?
It can be played all command line, but it's appropriately gimmicky. It's it's still a popular depiction of hacking rather than a simulation. However, they do go into like that. You do a scan, which is essentially the same of an nmap, and then you look for vulnerable ports from there. But either way, it's definitely a interesting platform. The author created their own engine, and there have been a lot of contests as to custom missions that are put into place, and they're listed under extensions, I think. And at that point, it simply becomes a story writing game. So I've been playing through. You can easily burn like 2 or 3 hours in these mini stories. I've been doing also a lot of single player games because I've been working nights. Haven't had an opportunity to interact with real breathing humans. So I've been playing Subsurface Circular, which is an excellent adventure game that has a unique mechanic that allows you to, it just drives the storytelling. But it's definitely a one playthrough only. I think that's $6 retail, $7 retail. Pick it up on sale when it drops below $5. Definitely worth. It's a good 2-hour movie. And other than that, actually, I'm currently visiting somebody very special. Would you like to wave? All right. So I'm actually sharing with my girlfriend here. She's never played Half-Life 2.
What?
And so now I have never. Now I've played Half-Life 2 a lot. So it's been strictly hands off. And believe it or not, she has actually found parts of the levels that I've never discovered. Like I've never found all
the fun times.
Has she figured out the bunny hopping yet?
No, but hasn't really needed it.
Oh, that's a shame.
But she's been going through Half-Life 2, and actually, as I'm speaking with you now, downloading BioShock, because I've never gotten past the first level of BioShock.
Well, would you kindly play through the game?
Sorry, what's that?
Would you kindly just play through the game?
The BioShock games are all really good.
Yeah, I'm just playing through the games. What's up? Oh yeah, we've been playing Diablo 3 too. I don't know if Rankley has been.
I have not. We were supposed to play that one Friday, and I think we all blew it off the same day.
Yeah. But poking at that just through the new season. But I've been real busy with job interviews and stuff like that. So.
Good luck.
But yeah, actually been keeping pretty busy for having a potato. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing through BioShock. Actually, am not going. I remember now that I have to go grab the mouse fix for the original BioShock. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they have like ridiculous mouse sensitivity on it or something like that?
You can mess with it. I think the newest versions let you mess with it.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not getting the remastered because it's not the best internet connection, but it's still a lot faster. No, I'm on fiber now. That's the other thing. Yeah, I haven't been on the show. So finally got fiber at the old homestead. So life is a little marginally better. And other than that, I've just been sucking at Descent, as Ron, I'm certain, will be very happy to tell you.
You didn't do too bad this week.
Sorry, what's that?
You didn't do too bad this week. Last week was a dumpster fire, but this week was
dropped a game against the class cannon.
Yeah, but I mean, you went 2-2 this week, and one of them you nearly won.
Yeah, like last week though, I lost to a 14-year-old in single digits.
I love Ron's.
That was embarrassing. That was very embarrassing. I'll tell you that much.
I do have to love Ron's hesitation too. You didn't do terrible.
Well, compared to last week, I mean, last week he sucked. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
I did. I sucked moist goat's ass.
And you know what's good? And you know what's going to make you even madder?
Wow.
I don't know if you were listening to the cast at all, but Melvin might actually be the first person not named Jedi Luke to get the #1 seed in the observatory.
I think I will need to take a trip to West Virginia for the next qualifier. That's enough of that. At least my brisket's better than his. Yeah, that's what I've been playing.
It's pretty damn good.
Keep him busy.
Fantastic. All right. Well, attention grabber. What have you been playing?
Well, not too much. I don't know why haven't been playing very much of anything really. I played more Cuphead, beat the dragon and boss and the bee, which are apparently extraordinarily hard, and it got me really mad. I played a little bit of Astroneer with a friend. That game is interesting.
I heard it was fun. I haven't tried it.
It's kind of weird. I don't think it's for me too much. It's kind of like, you just mine stuff, but it's the way they do it is interesting. It's not just you take your pickaxe and you hit the thing 4 times and it pops into a block and it hovers on the ground. You have like a space tool that sucks up the materials from the ground.
That's super different.
It's pretty different. Pretty amazing.
That was sarcasm.
Yeah, I noticed that a little bit too late. I was like, yeah, hang on. Besides that, I played what was that? What game did I play? I cannot remember the name of it. Oh yeah. I've been playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2005. The original Battlefront 2. It's so fun. It's so much fun.
The best Star Wars Battlefront 2 of the Star Wars Battlefront 2s.
Yeah, of the 2. Besides that, I haven't played very
you
much.
remember the first...
He's Canadian. Give him a break.
Much better than the second Battlefront 2. But I'm definitely looking forward to the 4th sequel of Battlefront 2.
It's starting to sound like Half-Life 2.
Confirmed.
Half-Life 2,
confirmed.
My question is, when's
3
Battlefront
confirmed.
3? Come on, man.
No, it's Half-Life 2.
Besides that, I opened
Half-Life Reloaded first.
I opened Monkey Island 2 and then closed it.
What?
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 Don't offend Shosan.
What?
I was opening it to make sure all the settings were good, and then I thought, nah, I'll do it tomorrow.
You piece of shit. Die in a fire.
Yep, this definitely still runs.
Here's the reason why. I was watching a video. I think it was something like an hour and a half long. Probably a comedy special on Netflix. And I opened Monkey Island so I could watch it while playing it. And then I thought to myself, I probably want to do this without listening to anything in the background. I probably want to pay attention to the story and all that stuff. So I decided maybe I'll not do it now. I kind of want to watch this Netflix thing. So, yeah,
you get your one and only pass, okay?
Yeah. Next week I'll be like, oh, but I was watching Man of Steel on Netflix.
At which case I reach through and punch you. You don't trade a shitty movie for a brilliant game.
Yeah, no. Besides that, though, I think that's it. I think I played Civilization 5 for like 6 minutes and got bored.
That sounds like Civ 5.
Yeah, that's about it for me, I think.
Fantastic.
Does taking care of birds count as a game?
No.
Okay.
Only if it's in like Stardew Valley or some shit.
Right, exactly. All right, well, for me, real quick, I haven't been doing anything new. It's been pretty much nonstop Final Fantasy 15, and of course, playing around with mods in Fallout 4, because Fallout 4.
I have actually been trying to get mods for Fallout 4 so I can start my first ever playthrough of it.
No. You don't play Fallout 4 with mods. Not your first time. You have to go through and just play it normal.
I'm doing graphics increasing mods. Those ones. Nothing like...
all right,
that changes the story. Okay, maybe I got a mod that changes the death clause to Randy Savage, but that's it.
But what?
All right, that might
hold on. What does this do?
I might have to allow
it. Changes the death clause in Fallout 4 to Randy Savage.
Kind of like the one that turns the dragons in Skyrim.
Yeah. It's like the one
that's better than turning into Crab Nicholson.
Right.
I have been informed that the term weeaboo sounds adorable.
Weeaboo sounds adorable. Sorta. If you don't know what it means.
Right. I mean, there is a history there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. So, Pantherian.
So I was playing a little bit of Warframe this week because a buddy told me that there's like some free shit from some anniversary event thing going on. So you do some really easy missions and you get some weapons, and I think you get a skin or some shit. Playing Diablo a little bit. If anybody wants to carry, I can do like a tier 90 Greater Rift by myself or something.
Jesus.
Wow.
Or 85 at least, and maybe I can probably do 90. I haven't even tried. I'd have to look to see how high I actually got, but whatever it was, I wasn't even close. Like I had plenty of extra time. And I don't even have all ancients, and I don't have any of my shit modded out with gems or whatever. So this season I might actually go further than I usually do. Not much else. I got laid off again this week. So
Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit sucks.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
A little bit too well.
I will potentially have more time to game a little bit, like while I'm looking for a job, but I've got family coming in for like the next 3 weeks.
Great timing.
And so like sitting in my pajama pants and gaming for all day is probably going to be frowned upon by those people.
Totally appropriate.
Maybe just a little bit.
It may or may not.
You're working remotely.
Yeah,
I hate to bust this up real quick, but I got a screen share
What the
of the Macho Claus mod.
Yeah, that's the mod I got.
Gosh, that's amazing.
absolutely required.
That is absolutely required.
Does he say Bonesaw?
I haven't played the game yet, so I don't know.
I mean, look at this.
Oh my god.
This is brilliant. Hell yes.
The only mods I'm installing
Never
are
do
ones that
Slim
make the game look good, and
This is
that.
what happened when we
Media
gave the
second?
people the internet.
Look at this. Look at this. This is
He's
great.
so good.
Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dan, go ahead. Tell people more about how your life sucks. Yeah, so I know how my life sucks.
If it makes
So
you
you're
feel better, I
drinking
also
what kind
got
of
laid off.
scotch this evening.
I had a glass of wine. My 4-year-old son said, "Daddy, that glass is really full."
Yes. Because that'll make you feel better.
I think he recognized that, like, usually I pour, you pour up to like the curve of the glass, right? A normal pour of wine, but this was my red.
Four glasses, I just chug it straight from the bottle.
You don't need to justify to me. I'm
My
You
on
don't need
board.
to justify to anyone, I
My
think.
red wine glasses, I learned one time, fit about half a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
300 something milliliters of wine fit into my red wine glasses. So I'd say it had about that. So I had that with dinner, and then however much gin was left in the bottle.
Now
I'm
that
not
I
sure.
can relate to.
I'm not sure how much, but probably 2 to 3 shots worth. And
The bakery is also something I can relate to.
some LaCroix and some gin.
Oh, there you go.
It's a good little mix.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been my nightly fare. Of course, I need to go buy more gin now.
I would say, given your week, that's pretty justified.
Yeah,
You know?
Just don't let it last more than a couple days. You know.
no. It's not required. It's just been nice to relax until.
It's been cathartic.
Yeah,
There you go. There you go.
It is interesting. I actually did use that word when I was talking to a friend about it. The project I was working on was having some issues. Nothing insurmountable, but things where the management was not really being understanding. We said we were having these issues, and they're kind of like, "But why? Why didn't we know about them earlier?" And we were like, we literally just learned about them like 2 weeks ago, and we're giving the report now because it took us 2 weeks to generate the presentation we're giving you. They're like, yeah, but why didn't you tell us earlier? Literally, we called you when we found out about it. But why didn't you find out about it earlier? Because
You can only rub those magic balls in your pants so many times to try to see the future.
Right. So the fact that I don't have to give a fuck about this project anymore feels kind of good.
Yes.
I'd rather still have my paycheck and have to deal with the project, but you have to look on the upside. So just doing my thing, and maybe I'll make a leap up, and maybe I'll end up flipping burgers in a few months. We'll see.
At least they told you when they laid you off. I didn't get told about it for a week.
Yeah,
that happens too.
It has. They did a being laid off sucks, but it was done in at least a pretty polite way. So
yeah,
at least I got that going for me.
Yeah,
and then they moved my desk to dorm B.
Right. Just don't burn the place down. All right. Well, moving on. Mr. Runkley, hopefully your day has been a bit brighter. Your week?
It has. We had a Ingress event. It's happening for the next 4 weeks, and today was the first day. And our side won 14-11. So yay.
Yay.
Goddamn frogs.
Yeah, fucking Smurfs. But yeah, other than that, as for actual PC gaming, I played a little bit of Next Up Hero and then kind of just like stopped. I don't know if I'm just frustrated with a couple of the game mechanics or what, but I do understand it is early access. I'm kind of waiting for the next big content patch to drop to see if they do some balancing, because some of the balancing is ridiculously bad. Playing a little bit of Puyo Puyo Tetris online. I feel like I could get semi-decent at the game if I put some time into it and learn a couple of the moves in that game, but I may not. Still working on all achievements in Creeper World 3. I got one this past week to collect 500 artifacts of Odin, which, if you play the game, that is a fucking grind. Because you can't get the same one twice and have it count twice. You have to get 500 unique artifacts, which means you have to pretty much play about 500 games. So the one I'm working on now is a little easier in terms of grinding, but it's in the harder zone, so the maps are a lot harder, and you basically have to complete the map by destroying one particular unit, and you have to do it 50 times to get the achievements. So I'm working on that. And it's probably the hardest one of the achievements I've left. So the rest will just be grindy type things. I've been playing Death State because I found out Death State has a beta, and they're testing a few things, including seeded mode, which could allow for racing the game. Very interested in that. That's it's looking pretty good so far. The game does have some bugs in it they need to iron out, but overall, I've been having fun with that. They changed endless mode as well, so that you could play it a little longer. It's not just like, okay, you reach level 9, you're dead, which is basically the way the game was. And then in the 6th Degree realm, I've been playing Overload. It's my first time playing in a while, so it was pretty neat to see all the stuff that they've done. They've added some new robots. They added a fucking cloaked robot. That's like, I don't know. I don't like him in Descent, and I don't like him in Overload. But I think you're not meant to like them.
Like skimmer cloaked, or
you have to like you can't, if you're not looking for them, you're not going to see them.
So they're predator kind of cloaked.
They're predator kind of cloaked. If you are looking for them, you can see them. Back in Descent, in the original game, a cloaked robot would be like their skin would be like all black, but the opacity would be like maybe 5%. Really hard to see.
It's just like the specters in Doom.
Kind of, yeah. In this one, they actually kind of shimmer if you see them, and as you hit them, they'll light up for a second, and once you kill them, they uncloak. But obviously, at that point, they're dead. So, pretty annoying. But overall, it was a very good experience. I feel they've changed the balance of the game a bit, so that the robots, it's not one type of robot spawns you're fucking dead. It's not like that anymore. So that's really good. They did a pretty good job, and did a little bit of sub-level 0 Redix practice last week. Actually submitted to GDQ, so we'll see.
Oh, yeah, hopefully that goes well.
I'll be honest, this is about the most hopeful I have been for sub-level 0 to get in, because 1, I've now played it at 2 online marathons, and we'll be playing it at an in-person marathon next month, Calithon. And 2, there hasn't been a 6th Degree of Freedom game at SGDQ in a while. So
very true.
I might be coming to visit you, Joe.
That'd be awesome. I will be there. I'm telling you, if you show, I will be there.
Well, here's the problem. It's already sold out for viewers.
Is it really?
It is.
God damn it.
It sold out in record time this year.
Damn.
I mean, it's like 4 hours, 5 hours away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a shame.
But I mean, if I go, there's going to be like about 24 people that I know are going. It's going to be but the only reason I'm going to go is if I'm actually running. I'm not going to go to a speed running marathon just to watch, unless it's like in San Francisco, which, you know, Calithon I was going to go to regardless of whether I got in.
Right.
But I ended up getting in. So hey, so there's that.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I'll know beginning of April.
Yeah, I'm certainly hoping you get it. And if you do, give me times. I'll at least be in chat.
Maybe I'll actually watch it if you're part of it.
I can't believe you don't watch it.
I'll watch it live. I usually just watch the recordings after if I care about the game at all.
I try to catch as much of it as I can because I find it so entertaining. Like the few times that I was working from home when a DDQ was on, it was like I was doing more of that than working.
Yeah,
because they're just so captivating, and then like I could just sit there watching the streams all day.
Yeah, I usually take time off work just because you can't balance that.
Yep.
So, all right. Anything else? Anybody? No? All right. So let's move on to my favorite half of the show. Yeah, you guys can count. I know because, it's my favorite half of the show. It's the 6 Gaming Roundtable.
Isn't this the third half?
It is the third half of the show.
The third half of the show.
But shows
We're very generous.
there's
with our
only
portion.
2 halves in a whole.
Yeah, that's why it's my favorite half of the show. So, what the 6 Gaming Roundtable is, each week we come up with a different question, and I expect you guys, my awesome and illustrious set of co-hosts, as well as you guys, my awesome and illustrious chat, to chime in, and I expect a fucking response.
Wait. Chat is now awesome and illustrious?
Chat has always been awesome and
Have
illustrious.
you read some of this chat?
Well, that's true too.
I mean,
You
today
take-
it's been all right.
You take the good with the bad. You know, it is what it is. So,
So it's just like the co-hosts.
right, exactly.
Or the hosts.
Or the
you
hosts.
take the good with the morphod, and you do what you can with it. So,
I'm glad that you acknowledge that I am evil.
yeah, well, you're something. We'll leave it at that. So, all right, you guys. This week, I wanted to know in video games that allow mods, how far is too far, right? So we brought up, of course, the Fallout 4 with the awesome Macho Man Randy Savage, of course.
In my opinion, you can't go too far. Never.
Never.
Well, I just read an article a couple days ago about somebody who's modding Fallout 4 for the entire game of Fallout 3. So they're recreating Fallout 3 into Fallout 4.
Oh, you mean
That's
like
awesome.
Skywind or Sky Oblivion?
Yeah,
Sure.
basically, right? But
So total conversion of a that's right.
but
Total
again, I
conversion
have to
was a
wonder
thing.
how far is too far. Like, do you really have that much time to dedicate into doing something
Then
like this?
do whatever the fuck you
Apparently.
want.
I'm going to say
Thomas
this.
the tank engine as the dragons in Skyrim is amazing.
Well, it's no secret that, of course, games that allow mods, there is always going to be the inevitable nude female mod. I mean, that pretty much standard. But
Speaking of which,
why?
send me
You
that
know?
patch for Nude Raider.
Yeah, I know all about that patch for Nude Raider as a little kid. Anyway, I really have to wonder though, because I've seen some really, really awesome mods, and then you see some stupid shit that people come out with. There's a bell bottom mod for Fallout, New Vegas, I think it was, where everyone in New Vegas can wear bell bottoms. Like,
it's
why?
like we were talking about with the gender fluidity. Just because it doesn't mean shit to you doesn't mean that somebody doesn't enjoy it. And if as long as that person getting the enjoyment doesn't affect your enjoyment, like if they made it so that everyone always wore bell bottoms in everyone's game, like that'd be kind of shitty because that would look funny. But if it's so that if you want your characters to wear bell bottoms, they can, but you don't have to, then who the fuck cares if somebody makes a bell bottom on?
Well, I'm personally of the opinion though that if you're going to put that much time and attention into something like a mod, you should probably just go ahead and program your own game. I mean, you're essentially doing that anyway.
Okay.
is programming and changing.
Here's what I was going to bring up. It's because how many times have we heard people coming up with these mods, and there's these super involved mods that they do, and the next thing you know, they're getting hired at a game company.
True.
Because of their work on the
happened
mods.
with a Skyrim
It happened
mod,
with
wasn't it?
Descent 2. It happened with StarCraft 2. It happened
Or
with all kinds
Dota.
of things.
Dota was a mod. It spawned into its own game, you know, and many of those developers for Dota got hired on.
I wouldn't even say it spawned into its game. It spawned into its own genre.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
now,
That reminds me of there was a mod for Skyrim. I can't remember what it was called or what it did, but the guy that made that mod is now working with Bungie, or was. I don't know the state of the guy's life, but it can lead to some pretty cool opportunities if it's a really good mod. Or if people
Stop
are passionate
shitting on
about it.
mods, show.
I'm not shitting on mods. I love mods, but when you see some of the stupid shit that I've seen, and again, I've just been playing a lot of Fallout 4 mods. Some of that stuff either gets pointlessly gratuitous, or I really have to wonder why you spent that much time and energy into something. You know,
Depends on the mod. Like if it's a 30-second mod, I made the mud crabs in Skyrim have monocles. Then really, it's like who cares?
Yeah,
When
I
you are
bring
in the
that too.
modding community, the question is not why, but rather why not.
now I'm gonna go off on another tangent here and argue for Showsound's side. How many of these mods just look like super crap? They put it out there for trolling. They're not really serious mods.
Shower with your Dad Simulator Skyrim mod.
oh god, please tell me that's not a thing. Like that's not.
It is now that I have said it.
That's true. Rule 34.
You know,
Hey,
Or Rule 35.
Hey, attention grabber.
Yeah.
Would you like more FOD Steam information?
I shouldn't spend any money.
If that
sure,
changes,
but
let me
see,
know.
the thing is shows seen things that you people wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion.
Yeah,
You see sea beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate.
I mean, who hasn't?
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, yeah.
How
Anyway.
far is too far with modding? I will mod it until it crashes.
Okay,
that
that's
is
what I did
too
with
far.
Skyrim. I think I have 200 mods.
Yeah.
Something like that.
See, and one of the guys that we play with, he's been a guest on the show, Obadiah. He's running anywhere between about 150 to 200 mods on his Fallout 4 game.
Yeah, but
Again,
it's
too much.
Like, and people do this with like Terraria too, and Minecraft, and all kinds of other
Yep.
games that are very customizable like that. And they enjoy them, and I think that's the point. I mean, that's what Dan was saying.
Yeah, and I support that, but there is a point where you're going to lose track of what mod's doing what, and
Well,
then
but
you're
that's
just
not
using
your
system
problem.
That's
resources.
why I add another mod, which is a mod manager.
Right.
Every mod does.
Now here's the thing.
Load order in case my many mods collide with other mods.
It just becomes exponential.
I
It's,
assumed that you meant how far is too far to mean like has modding gone too far?
well, in general, I
Yes.
mean, when you're creating games within games, I think that does take it too far.
But what I mean is, I thought you were asking about a mod's content being too much, which is maybe what you were saying.
Which is, yeah.
But
I
to
mean-
what to what Morfod said and what you were just saying, too far is when it crashes your game. Like from an individual standpoint, the point at which you've gone too far is when you can't play the game any longer. You've gone too far. You need to remove some of your mods.
There was
Yeah.
a while where I couldn't open
I
Breeze
applaud
Home
how
in
you
Skyrim
managed to
without crashing
connect
the
the
game.
two.
Yeah. They really like. I mean, I'm joking, but at the same time, I'm serious. Like some people really
is
like
true.
to mess with mods, and you should get to put in all the mods that you want. But you need to understand that it takes up system resources, and you're going to no longer be able to play your game. And then that you have to back off. You have to choose which mods you're going to use.
Right.
You can't use all the mods.
As
2
much
out of
as
5 stars
try.
crash my game.
Yeah.
How do you get the 2 stars if it crashes?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, pretty much. Well, yeah. I don't know. I've seen some
Hey,
pretty
Sean?
outrageous Grand Theft Auto mods too. So that
No,
just,
that was a really bad question.
yeah, just a bit. Anyway, well, look, you weren't exactly contributing, okay? So you got to deal with my questions. So Suck on that for a minute. Anyway, all right. So if anybody has anything else, now is definitely the time.
Yeah, Ruru said, but then you build a more badass PC to run more mods. That's true. You mod it until it crashes,
Yeah,
and then you
it's
make a better
clearly
PC.
a hardware limit now that it's what Skyrim 64-bit, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up for tonight. So, thank you guys so very much, especially for dealing with my pointless question that I decided to bring up. But hey, you take the good with the bad. We address that. So, thanks again, you guys, so very, very much for joining us. This has been the Six Gaming Podcast, episode 154. So damn happy to have you guys. Although, of course, I would be remiss if I didn't allow my co-host and Morphod to say goodnight.
Oh, wait.
So,
Attention grabber's taking a drink.
Frat boys drink.
Out, man.
Yeah. So, Morphod, say goodnight.
Good night. Thanks for having me.
Word. That's like the best you've ever done. That's
It's
awesome.
not the best I've ever done.
It's the most polite.
Most cordial I've ever
Yeah,
done.
okay, there you go. The most
Okay,
cordial.
we are in agreement. Let's leave it at
Yeah.
Let's quit while we're ahead.
All right. Speaking of quitting while we're ahead, attention grabber, say goodnight, sir.
Good night, everybody.
Attention grabbers, birds, say goodnight.
Tweet, tweet, tweet.
They've decided to shut up now.
Of course. Right at the end of the show. Pantherian?
You touch my spaghetti.
Oh, boy.
Ruru, good night to you too, sir. Mr. Roncley?
I can't top any of this shit.
Preaching to the choir, my friend. Preaching to the choir. So thank you guys again. I'm, of course, your host, Shosan. It was damn happy to have you guys. Be sure to check us out right here next week at twitch.tv/6gaminggg. We, of course, have a Twitter, a Facebook, you name it. You can check all that out on our website.
We don't use any of it. Just
But we have
Every once in a while, I use it to troll. I use the Twitter account to troll.
Just come here for the show. We need to stop calling it a podcast. It's the Six Gaming
It's a
Show.
show, yeah.
It's a show. Okay, fair.
I mean, it's
It's
we're still storing the
Either
podcast
way-
somewhere.
Ron, rip the audio and put it on Podbean, and we'll talk about it as a podcast.
Right.
It's so much work.
Yeah, I know. That's why we don't do it.
That's kind of why I quit. But anyway, if you guys want more information, you can check us out on our website at 6.gg. So thank you guys again so very much for joining us. With that, Mr. Roncley, would you please, sir, take it away?
But that's a lot of work. Oh, wait. See you bye.